My name is Rico, the Dungeon Master for Season 3, the restoration of the 12 Olympians. This season, we'll find our heroes traveling back to the lands of Eris and Enyo within Harmonia, as they adventure through and see what they have accomplished and completed by restoring the 3 fabled relics, the Sickle of Kronos, the Golden Apple of Discord, and the Robe and Necklace of Harmonia. We'll start with Deborah.
I am Deborah, and I am playing a human rogue named Neith. Her name is Neith.
And I'm Matt, playing a dragonborn monk named Ari Futan.
And I'm Daphne, and I play Gilcyra Venfire, who is a halfling druid.
And my name is Rico. I am the Dungeon Master for Season 3 of the campaign. God.
Deborah's Diary.
Deborah's
Are you plugged
Diary.
Check your fucking cord.
I wasn't plugged in for a little bit.
Your cord, yeah. There you go.
But
hello?
Testing.
Yep.
There you go.
Jesus Christ. Who's ready for?
Deborah's Diary.
Dear Diary.
She started to sing it. Did you hear that?
I
That was
did.
dope.
He's rubbed off on me.
When he
The
rubbed
next
off on
morning,
Yeah, we got it.
The next morning, everyone had eaten their breakfast, and everyone was still there at Kronos' farm. And they all had to, and the party had to decide whether they were going to help free Gaia or help free Atlas. Jenna got that for me.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you interrupting the diary?
I wasn't. I was just holding the thing up. You stopped of your own accord. Bitch, I'm not the boss of you. You're in control of your own
The
actions.
party all realized that none of them could breathe in outer space, so they chose to help save Gaia.
And then we went into space anyway. Spoiler alert.
And they're going to be doing that with Athena, Hades, Ares, Hephaestus, Dolos, Peri,
Come
and Alecto. Kronos points out the mountain that Gaia is in, and they see that it is riddled with monsters like
That one.
dragons, wyverns, and minotaurs.
All the baddies. All the baddies.
Kronos decides to take a nap while the party figures out how to make a mountain leveling bomb in Hephaestus' forge, which they get to via a rainbow going to the sun. They find that Hephaestus' forge is run by dwarves and heated by Karga, who has a reunion with Ari. The party eats again, but this time from boxes and bags and a trough. They go ahead and plan to test out the star cube on an apocalypse meteor shooting towards the Earth instead of just waiting to see what would happen by putting it in the mountain. Neith detonates it from 700 miles away, exploding it into a supernova and exploding it so wholly that the pieces were small enough that they just burned up in the atmosphere of the Earth.
As you do.
So everybody just saw a little light show. Boop. They then take a tour of the vault, and they're all left in awe. And then Karga puts on a fashion show with his dragon armor.
Yeah, cool as shit.
So now let's see if our players can actually use said star cube, because Hephaestus and Ares made a much smaller, aka 1/16 the size, star cube to free Gaia in her mountain. In this episode of Some Would Play.
That was a good diary.
Free hat.
That was a great diary. Well done. So, yeah, Dolos and Alecto are off in the hallway back the way you guys came, looking at some of the weapons that they've used through their millennia of lives. And Karga starts making his way back to the forge because he figures 1/16 the size of a bomb would only take 1/16 of the time to make.
You know what? That is not bad logic.
So
I hadn't considered that, but you know what? 100%. I'm on board with that.
So he's going to make his way back to get ready to hand off the bomb to you guys.
You magic gods done? No, I want to, as we go back through, want to pick up Alecto as she's, doing her thing and be like, did you have fun? Did you have a good time reminiscing about your...
Great memories.
I'd love to hear about them sometime.
I've killed a lot of people with some of these weapons.
I love that.
These were my favorite. And she has a pair of
Let's come
sickle
back here
comma.
sometime, and
They'll
are
look
you
like
taking some
mantis
shit?
arms.
Are those yours?
Yes.
Can you just take them back?
I sure can, and I'm gonna.
I love that. Fucking mantis arm looking thing.
They're sickled comma,
Nice.
and the blades look like mantis arms, so they're like rigid.
Those are dope as hell, honey.
Yeah, I love them.
Let's come back here afterwards, after it's all done, and let's reminisce about. You tell me about all the different
spar.
things. Yeah, sure, yeah, of course. Why not?
I mean, you'll be immortal then, I presume.
Yeah,
after this
well,
is all said and done. So,
fingers crossed. As long as your dad doesn't kill me.
oh, he will.
He'll come out on top, no problem, I'm sure, and then I'll be at his mercy.
I mean, you're functionally immortal now, right? Anytime you die, you just go to the underworld and you come back.
Yep. As long as Hades is still happy with me.
You could just not kill Zeus and just be immortal.
Nah, but we got to kill Zeus. He's kind of a dick.
I think Hades is kind of in on that, right? Like he wants that to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody wants it to happen, but I'm just saying.
I'm immortal in the sense that I'm at Hades' mercy right now.
Yeah.
If Hades were to decide I'm no longer immortal, well, then I'm no longer immortal.
Yeah.
Right now, he just sends us back, or they just send us back. But they could just not send us back, and then I would not be immortal anymore. So,
So she grabs
let's
her
kill Zeus.
mantis sickle comma, and she puts them in
dope.
holsters that were like a holstered belt that was there hanging up, and she puts it on and puts them in their sheaths.
I give her
And
the
they
eyes.
just hang there from the side.
Neath looks at her and gives her like an approving nod. Like,
Oh, yeah, because you use handheld
Nice.
daggers, right? Yeah.
yep.
Oh, shit, threesome.
That'd be wild.
Not with you.
Oh, no, Dolos is there. It'd be a foursome. You all take turns pegging Ari.
Yes.
Just kidding. And Dolos grabs a very plain-looking sword off of the wall
What's that, one of your old ones?
and a matching dagger.
So
And
those-
yes, these are mine.
Do they have names?
Nope.
All right. Were
And
they,
they look like rusted metal. They don't look very effective.
well, looks could be
Except
deceiving.
in the right light, there is a very thin, very small shear along the edges of the blade. Like the bulk of the weapons look rusty and old, but the blades look so sharp, so
Yeah,
incredibly sharp.
I've been around long enough not to judge a blade by its rust around here.
And a matching dagger.
Yeah. Dope.
And those are his. And they don't look like much, but oh God. I mean, if he cuts something with it, it's cutting clean. Like how a lightsaber would cut through something, but without cauterizing the wound. Like would cut through veins and muscle and bone at an almost molecular level. Have you guys seen 13 Ghosts?
Mm-hmm. The decapitation.
Yeah, when the glass comes and
Oh,
yep.
yeah.
Or the Resident Evil movie when they're in that laser hallway and the cut was so severe with the small laser through the dude's top half of his head that his eyeball started to leak
Gross.
before he fell into a million small little cubes. Like that's how these blades would cut if Dolos were to cut something with them.
Nice.
They are sharper than Twisted in Fate.
Athena, do you have any weapons here you want to reclaim?
No, I always carry mine with me.
That seems like the thing you should do, yeah. I think you're correct in having done that. Not sure why everybody was leaving their weapons here.
Yeah, all of the gods have their own and weapons that
I mean,
Hephaestus has made for them over.
once my lord Hephaestus makes the weapons for them, he's also supposed to keep them here, take
If
care
they're
of
not
them.
in use, he's
Jesus.
delighted to. They're his works. Each one of these are like children to him.
Well, I'm sure, but fucking gods can take care of their own shit once he gives it to them, right? I mean, damn.
But could you know a more secure vault?
No.
I mean, not even our pockets of our own little dimensions were safe. Thanks to you guys.
Maybe a more secure vault is on the hip of the person who's about to wield it.
Yeah, but gods aren't always at war.
Well, they should be.
They are now.
That's right, they are now. That's a better line. Good job.
I walk into the forge room to see how they're doing.
They have a teeny tiny little hexagonal shaped case.
That size yet?
Yep, that size.
Nailed it.
With the same silver shining mithril metal.
All right, let's boof this thing.
You don't want to boof that. That's a bad idea.
Boof.
And it's a good thing that Athena can hit the eye of a moth from so far away, because once you get that into a spot in the mountain in a giant hole, it's going to take a crack shot to hit it.
She's going to be clutch, as they say.
Yeah, that's going to be hard.
Nah, not for her.
Or Neath. Whoever decides to take the shot.
Sure.
And Ares cracks his knuckles, and he says, let's get down there. We got a mountain to blow.
Let's do this thing. Let's blow this popsicle stand.
Can we see the Earth planet from where we are?
The planet? I mean,
Not unless
yet.
you got some goddamn super eyes.
But when the
I don't know if you know where the sun's at.
The hole opens back up and the Rainbow Bridge reforms, you can see a planet down at the other end of the bridge. I mean, it looks like a tiny little speck, like this coin size here, right here. It looks about that big from your direction.
Do I see Atlas?
Yeah, and that's all you can see.
Fighting the urge.
But you can presume that the other gods are there somewhere. You just wouldn't be able to see them because, they're so small comparatively to the size of the planet and the size of a Titan. But yes, you do see him, but he's not holding the Earth anymore, or the planet. It's not on his shoulders.
All right, but we're on our way to Gaia, right?
You will take the bridge back down to Kronos' farm.
Right, and then
you will go to the mountain. Yeah.
We're not regrouping with the other party.
No, because they're busy doing outer space shit.
Well, let's knuckle up then. Fucking knuckles to everyone. Before we
Neath very hesitantly makes a fist and puts her
Knuckles up?
knuckles.
Yeah.
Let's go, yeah. Yeah.
Karga uses one claw to knuckle up.
Still knocks us over, yeah.
And Hephaestus and Ares and everyone get on the bridge, and while you're not on the bridge, it looks like they're moving super, super slow. If you guys get on it, you will zoom straight back to Kronos' farm the exact same way you got there.
Bridge it up.
Where the stars elongate as you move through space at an incredible speed.
Hyperdrive.
Yeah, almost at the speed of light, yeah. So, it takes the sun's light 8 minutes to get to Earth from the sun. You guys would get back to Kronos' farm after like a 9 or 10 minute bridge ride.
I want to lay in my back on the way
You
there.
absolutely can.
I do that. I could slide.
Yeah, you can. You can, like, head first or feet first?
Feet first.
Feet first?
And I put my hands behind my head.
Oh,
like
yeah, chilling.
Can we see each other in this?
Yeah.
Okay, I watch that with great interest. I do not also do that, but I watch to see if that successfully happens or not.
It does successfully happen. You guys zoom back down to Kronos' farm with a very slowed, coasting stop right there at the edge of the bridge.
So, like, when we get off, though, is Jelly horizontal?
Yeah, she's still horizontal.
Nice.
Like, she slid off of the bridge like it was a slide, and she comes to a stop, like, on her back, laying horizontal.
We all
on
just
the
look
bridge.
at her. All right.
I want to go down sitting with my legs crossed, like,
Crisscross applesauce?
yes,
Nice. Like an owl?
yes.
Nice. Owls can sit crisscross applesauce. Did you know that?
Yeah, they're weird. Weird fucking animals.
Why?
Not to be trusted. Don't fucking let your guard down around them. Apex predators.
So you sit there, and Dolos sits behind you. He wraps his arms around your waist.
Uh-oh.
And you guys very slowly come to a stop and slide off of the bridge on your butt as you were sitting. And Alecto is floating just a few inches off of the ground with her toes pointed down towards the ground with her hands across her chest and her wings spread out wide. And she glides off of the bridge, still floating a couple inches off the ground.
Nice.
Yeah. And Karga comes barrel rolling
Nice.
down the bridge.
Very Karga. Yes.
And he lands and keeps rolling. And then eventually stops and shakes his head, and he stands up, and God, he is a beautiful sight to behold. He is a massive dragon.
He is a giant puppy.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably not a dragon you want to fuck with, being the pet to Hephaestus for as long as he has been, who knows how to forge and speak and, oh God, not to mention the magic and abilities that dragons have, their daily powers and stuff like that. And you guys are all back at the farm. And Kronos is awake from his nap, and he wants to see what you guys devised and came up with.
Oh, we devised and came up with all of it. No, we came up with this bomb.
Ooh.
It's really cool.
Someone
Check
set
it
us
out.
up the bomb.
Can I see
It's a
it?
star bomb.
I assume we give it to Kronos to look at.
You can if you want.
Yes. Who
And
has
he
it?
looks at it, and he's like, this is powerful work.
Mm-hmm.
What
It
was that
is.
explosion I saw
That was
up in the sky?
Oh,
that was the
neat.
prototype.
And Hephaestus says, prototype. And Kronos says, this one that big? Hephaestus shakes his head no, and then sighs, sad, that it's not as big as the last one. And Ares says, it'll get the job done, as small as it is. It will do. And Perry says, it's not the size of the boat, it's the motion in the mountain.
That's true. That's true. The explosion in the mountain even.
The explosion in the mountain. That's even better. He says that instead. It's not the size of the bomb. It's the explosion in the mountain. And Kronos says, excellent. Are we ready?
Ready.
Let's not waste any time.
Ready, Freddy?
And Kronos grabs his sickle, puts it over his shoulders long ways, and wraps his arms around it like he's resting his arms on, like, I don't have anything long enough. But he puts it behind his head going long ways, and he rests his arms over the top of it. So his arms are just dangling there. And he starts to take a step, and Kronos is now 10 feet tall. And he takes another step, and Kronos is now 20 feet tall.
Whoa.
And he takes another step, and Kronos is now 30 feet tall. And another step, and he's 40 feet tall. And another step,
What?
and he's 50 feet tall. And as he gets 10 steps away from you guys, Kronos is now 100 feet tall. And
Yikes.
his sickle is about 120 feet long on his big, broad shoulders. And
Titan shit.
yes, this is indeed Titan shit. And he takes out his big, giant sickle. And as he takes it off of his back and his shoulders, he cuts a big, giant swath through the air in front of him, and there is a big, gigantic gash and tear in space and time that is like bleeding some sort of interdimensional energy as he sticks his hand through and rips the tear into a big, giant 100-foot tall tear in space, and you see on the other side of that tear in space, the mountain prison that holds Gaia.
Hell yeah.
And he looks back to you guys, and in a big, loud, booming voice that shakes the earth and the trees and makes birds fly away and animals scatter, he says, after you guys. Because he's got to hold the tear open.
Hell yeah, I pop right through.
And Electo
got the-
pops right through.
Who's got the cube?
I have it, Hephaestus says.
Oh, okay.
I just run through.
You run through?
Mhm.
Nice. You get through. You guys get through, no problem. Electo gets through with you. Perry gets through with you.
Nice.
Ares follows behind you. Hephaestus follows behind you, Matt. Dolos walks through. And Athena walks through.
All right, I guess we're going.
Yeah.
I'll go through.
Mhm.
And then you walk through. And then Kronos ducks under the tear to because it's a little shorter than he is, so he ducks under, comes out on the other side, and then with one of his hands, both of his hands, he grabs the edges of the hole that he tore in space, and he pulls them back together as there is a loud straining and groaning as space and time begin to strain upon itself while he repairs it from the damage he did to it. Like, it's not nice and clean like your cuts. Like, it is jagged and rough.
Oh.
And, like, he tore a hole through space and time, whereas you were surgical and precise with it. He tears violently through space and time.
It's a little scary.
It is a little scary. Yeah. Yeah, it's super scary. Could you imagine getting hit with that? You would be erased from existence.
Nope.
Like
Thank you.
one of you guys, like him being 100 feet tall with this 120-foot sickle, and you guys being, 4 to 6 and 7 feet tall. If he were to hit you with it,
I'm just looking up and I'm just like, and I start backing up slowly.
and you back up into Ares,
Oh.
and then he picks you up and puts you on his shoulders, and he takes a step, and now he's 10 feet tall, and then he takes another step, and he's 20 feet tall. And he's
Nice.
walking towards the mountain, and he
Nice.
takes another step, and he's 30 feet tall. And he takes 10 steps, and he is 100 feet tall.
Nice.
You are sitting on his shoulder. You are now
Nice.
like 98 feet up in the air, and you can just see this mountain, and you can see all the wyverns and the drakes and the minotaurs like on this mountain as Ares is fully walking towards it, ready to punch a big, massive fucking hole into the side of this mountain for Hephaestus's bomb.
Nice.
Let's go, champ.
And then Hephaestus is just standing back, flipping the bomb like a coin in his fingers. Like flips it up with his thumb, it spins in the air, and he catches it, and he flips it up in the air, and it spins the coin, and he catches it. And Karga, who is already a 50-foot tall dragon, takes a step, and now he's 60 feet. And he takes another step, now he's 70 feet, and then so on and so forth, until Karga is 150 feet tall, 30 feet wide, and about 200 feet long. He is gigantic. As he gets ready to take flight, to go up in the air, to start fighting other drakes and wyverns, to create a no-fly zone around you guys in the direction that Ares is walking, as he is going to put his fist into this mountain.
I'm just going to stand back.
Yeah, and Athena stands back and says, I think they got it covered.
Yeah, they got this.
Yeah.
And
they'll be okay.
Perry's way back behind you, and he takes a step, and he's now 8 feet tall, and now he's 9 feet tall, and then he wild shapes into a giant ape, and now he's like 25 feet tall, and he's going towards the mountain to kill and fight like the minotaurs and stuff on the ground. Not that Ares needs protection from them because he's big and massive, but Perry just wants to get involved because what good would an archdruid be if he didn't go and kill shit every once in a while? Because he's also trying to level up. Not that he needs to, but he's going to do it. And Athena's got her bow out, and she's actually got her arms crossed on it, and she's put her chin on her arms, resting on her war bow, just watching the stupid man gods do stupid man god shit. And Dolos is back
Gods.
there with you. Like, there they go.
Yep.
Doing their stuff. And while they're doing that, Dolos is fishing for a key, like on a big, giant key ring that he pulls out of his pocket, which his pocket is a bag of holding that he has sewn into his trousers. And he's looking for a key, and he finds one, and there is a shimmery silver door that you see that is just not far off from where you guys are standing. It looks like Dolos has had a door here before.
Oh.
Probably for quite some time.
Could have just used your door.
Well, I mean, that was his plan, but he'd never expected Kronos to have a sickle back either, so.
That's fair.
And then he's like, I guess I won't need this key anymore. And he breaks it in half, and the door crumbles and fades away. And now there's one less Dolos door. He'll never need it again because this mountain's going to be leveled. And Ares makes it to the mountain. You are holding on to him, and he rears one big giant fist back, and he punches into the base of the mountain at ground level. And like
girl.
Perry was unfortunately in the way of the punch.
Oh no.
That tracks.
As Perry finds himself going 8 or 9 feet into the side of a mountain, under or behind one or in front of one of Ares' punches. And as Ares brings his fist out, Perry is a big giant, like he's a giant who was holding the fist back so he didn't take the brunt of the punch. And he stomps his way out of the hole that Ares had punched into it and goes back to fighting things on the ground as a giant. And Ares punches probably, let's see, 8 feet per punch. We'll call it 6 punches, 40, almost 50 feet into the mountain. And then he steps back, and as he steps away, he's stepping on minotaurs, and he's stepping on lions, and he's stepping on bears, and he's stepping on what are those monsters that have the head of a bird and the body of a lion and the tail of a snake?
Griffin.
No, it's not a griffin. Is it a griffin?
No.
Chimera.
Yeah.
Yep, thank you. And he's like stepping on them and squishing them under his massive feet. And he gets back to, 7 feet tall, and he pulls you off of his shoulders, and he's like, homemade. And he's like dripping in like blood and sinew that's up to his knees as he was just wading through all of these monsters as he was shrinking. He was just walking through them, so there are blood splattered and caked up to his knees. Like you can smell the copper in the air from all of the blood that he is soaked in.
Hell yeah.
And Hephaestus makes his way to the mountain to put the explosive inside the hole that Ares had punched in. And then he backs up and he's like, you two are on. And then our Athena gets off of her bow that she was resting on, and she lines up a shot.
Let's go, champ.
And she tells you to do the same.
Bullseye.
I start running away from the mountain.
Yeah, I don't know why we're all on this side, but okay.
Well, I mean, it's 50 feet hole inside the mountain. I mean, 290 degrees of the 360-degree explosion will be contained in the mountain.
Get it. Gonna blow this shit up. Yeah.
I pull.
Are you actually
one
excited about blowing it up?
Fuck yeah. Blow up a fucking mountain. Let's go.
And I draw one of the arrows I got from Hephaestus.
It's gonna be
She
dope.
does
We're hopefully not gonna have to fight these 50,000 fucking monsters.
Not anymore.
Gonna blow the motherfuckers up. Let's go.
I find the closest
There's
rock.
no downside. Gaia's like a super primordial shit. Like we could blow this shit up. It's fine.
I find the closest rock or tree and I hide behind it.
Love it. We got gods in picture. We could
I
just
thought you
fucking
were
do
on
what
Ares'
we want.
shoulder.
Blow some shit
mean,
up.
Ares.
He's back down to like
Oh.
7 foot size. She would get off
missed
of his
that,
shoulder
sorry.
at that point.
7's still pretty respectable.
Yeah,
Pretty
when you're
fucking-
like what, 4 something,
Mm-hmm.
4 foot something.
No, he got a hog on him.
What's with you today? Goodness.
Jesus Christ, gotta love it.
Tall people got big dicks. It is what it is. I'll make
And
the rules.
then Artemis says on the, God damn it, Athena says on the count of 3, we'll fire. And she lines up her shot and she says 1.
Let's go, champ.
And then you line up your shot 2. And then she says 3 and she releases.
Crits only. Only crits.
29.
That'll be fine.
Nice.
And you guys both hit it. You can see a
Look at me learning how to play my player.
You can see a spark in the inside the mountain as the arrows ignite the explosive, and there is a massive massive in scale supernova inside the mountain that,
Hell yeah, there is.
oh gosh, how can I describe this in the most devastating way possible?
Mountain go boom.
So, yes, the mountain goes boom, but not only does the mountain go boom, it shatters into an uncountable number of shards and materials
Shields up.
that get vaporized in the power of the 1/16th scale supernova that explodes inside the mountain, and it probably continues to explode for another 100 feet away from the mountain as you guys have level cratered the mountain and 100 feet around it, which luckily there was no houses or farms or villages or anything like that.
Flawless victory.
But yeah, you know that giant crater down in Mexico where some big, huge, giant meteor hit. So I forget what the name of that crater is.
Yeah, we did that.
Yeah. You guys have done something like that in this mountain
Nice.
and the 100 feet around the mountain. I mean, the mountain was already pretty wide at the base, but it's as wide as that plus 100 feet around it. So let's call it like a 500-foot radius that has just been flat and leveled. Like the trees are gone and the rocks are gone and the topsoil is charred.
Hey, man.
And the top of the mountain is gone, and the only thing that survived in that explosion are you guys who were shielded by the giant form that was Kronos and shielded by your gods that are there with you. And there is no longer a mountain, but there is a level of stairs, or there are stairs that you can see that descend into the mountain. That looks like would go down into, gosh, I don't know, man, maybe like a cavern or, I mean, let's call it what it is. It's a big, giant underground maze that will lead to, once you go down far enough, to Gaia's prison. And
Guess we're going through a maze.
well, no, you don't actually have to,
Cool.
because Kronos, as big as he is, sticks his sickle into the ground next to him, just like shoves it into the ground,
Nice.
and he reaches into this giant craterous hole in the mountain, and he digs his hands under the dirt and under the mountain to pull out this big, giant, cavernous labyrinth that doesn't go like a maze would, like if you were to walk into it, except it goes down vertically. Or not, I'm sorry, it goes down horizontally underground. So he pulls out this giant upside down pyramid that was a labyrinth leading to, I don't know, a bigger hole in the ground. And you guys can hear a big giant sigh of relief and a cry out in surprise from somewhere under the ground that was in that massive hole, which you guys could presume will be Gaia.
Hell yeah. I presume just that.
Do you?
I do.
Do you presume that that's Gaia?
I do it.
Because it is.
Doing it right now.
And Kronos picks up his sickle and looks down into the big giant hole and sees the eyes of his mother looking back up at him, and like she squints a bit as this is the first time she's seen light in, oh God, eons? How old's the planet? How old's the planet? And how old are all the gods? A long, long time.
At least 20
years.
At least 20 years. At least. And she holds up her arms, and you guys see two massive fists come out from the ground that look like a combination of rock and tree bark. And you guys can see knots of wood and leaves that would be fingers, and bark that would be skin, and fingernails that are made out of, I don't know, like shiny metal dirt and stuff like that. And she holds her fist up out through the hole, and you guys can see big, huge, massive, like sparkling chains that are crackling with electricity, much like the ones that Kronos had on him before he cut them off with his sickle. We good on time?
Got like 30 more minutes.
Sweet. And he cuts the chains with the big 120-foot sickle of Kronos.
Damn.
And there is huge rumble of thunder as lightning zips around and goes up into the sky with such ferocity that all clouds are disintegrated where the lightning shot up into the sky, and there's like just a big jagged hole in the clouds, and in the sky you see a beautiful bright blue sky as the clouds were, evaporated from the force of the lightning and the chains. And those fists begin to pull herself out of the ground. And you see 2 fists, then wrists, then arms, and they are quite long. She is so big that the 500-foot crater that you made isn't quite enough for her to get out. So there's like a big massive sinkhole that's forming around her as she breaks out of her underground prison that she had been in. And she comes out, and, Kronos right now is 100 feet tall. She is 150 feet tall. So, just 50 feet taller than him, but she is impressive. And she sees Kronos, and she gives him a big, huge embrace, and he embraces her. And there is laughter and joy from all of the gods that you guys came with, as you guys and Kronos have freed Gaia from her underground prison.
Grandma!
Yes. I guess essentially she would be. And then Alecto rushes towards them as Kronos and Gaia begin to shrink down in size. They walk towards you guys, and each step they get 10 feet smaller and smaller and smaller. How the opposite of what they did when they walked away. And Kronos stands at about 10 feet tall. Gaia stands at about 8 feet tall. So they're still pretty tall. They're still pretty tall as Alecto and Kronos all embrace. And they're just super excited that they've freed her from her prisons. And she looks at all of you and she says, I presume this is the end time for the gods?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. He's had it coming for quite some time.
He sure
Yeah,
had.
he's a real jerk.
Nice to meet all of you.
Likewise.
And she asked what your name is.
I'm Josira Venfire.
And your name?
Ari Futan, I'm quite taken with Alecto here.
Really? And Alecto shakes her head yes. And then she looks back at you. And then she squints. And then she looks back at Alecto, and Alecto smiles. And then she looks back at you, and she stops squinting. And then she smiles. And she says, who are you?
Neath.
Just Neath?
Just Neath.
Interesting. And then she looks at Kronos, and she says, these are the 3? And Kronos says, there was a 4th, but they chose not to come with them. And she says, this will have to do.
Well.
And Kronos says, well, it's these 3 heroes, plus everyone that isn't Apollo, Zeus, and
I thought we got
Poseidon.
Apollo. Wait, what?
No, we killed Apollo. He's got to come back
There
with
are
his
more
brainless self.
that is not Apollo, Zeus, and Poseidon. Apollo and Poseidon you guys killed.
Oh,
Eris.
my bad.
Oh, yeah, and Eris.
Mm-hmm.
She
yeah.
might be up to
and
no
Eris. Yeah.
Knows what she's.
good. She might have joined the wrong side.
She has her own side. She's got us a Discord.
Yep.
She doesn't care who wins as long as there's chaos.
Well, she ratted us out, so,
Mm-hmm.
shit list.
That is a goddess of chaos thing to do.
Hey, consequences, though.
Mm-hmm.
And she is surprised because she thought it was just going to be 3 titans and 4 heroes that were going to assault the mountain. She didn't know that it was going to be a whole swath of the pantheon.
Hell yeah.
Oh, how did you know? Like, was this foretold or something?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Way before I was even imprisoned.
Mm.
Well, here we are.
Were we what you were expecting?
No,
Yeah, why would you ask that?
but I didn't know what to expect. It's been quite some time. But now I'm happy it's here.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Do you have, like, a weapon you need to obtain? Like something? I don't know.
Just the forces of nature at my command.
Oh, you got that then. We're good. Because those are all around. So
Those are
nailed it.
pretty big.
Cool.
Pretty big forces.
Yeah.
Oh, I introduced her to Cedric too, and I'm like, oh, this is Cedric.
I forgot all
Oh.
about Cedric.
Oh, he's dead.
Oh, gosh.
He hasn't eaten
I thought he's just been hanging out at the farm.
years.
He's here.
And Cedric flies off of your shoulder and goes over to Gaia's shoulder and lands. Oh, that's right. He got aged too, didn't he?
He's hers now.
He's a big massive great horned owl that's seen some shit. And he begins hooting at her and she's hooting at him, and they're having a
Nice.
perfectly normal conversation in owl.
Oh.
Nice.
And he nuzzles up against her and then he flies back over to you. I totally forgot about your familiar. That's wild. And she's like, you've got a good one.
Thanks. Yes.
It's Cedric. He's a good familiar.
Yes.
You picked well.
Thanks.
He's been helpful.
And then she says, onward to the farm. I believe the others may be coming back with somebody else.
That's the hope. Yeah, Atlas.
Perfect.
I hope to see Atlas.
And then Kronos takes his sickle and he violently rips a tear in space and time back to the farm. And as Gaia steps towards the portal, in her footsteps are bright new grass and trees and mounds of dirt. And that is all leaving a trail behind her that's eventually going to encompass this 500-foot explosion that you guys have created.
Feel pretty good about it.
So it will grow back over in, Titan of Earth magic time, which will be, I don't know,
Seconds.
let's call it 2 or 3 days. It'll be like this mountain was never here and it'll be overgrown with rich, lush life. I mean, it's growing fast. Like, imagine a mystically empowered nature god stepping in their way.
Imagining Fern Gully.
Yes, yeah, something just like that, only on a larger scale. Yeah, exactly like that. And she walks to the farm and walks through the portal, and then Kronos says, "After you all." And
Absolutely.
Alecto walks through, and Dolos walks through.
You gotta tell me twice.
Perry walks through, and he's licking his wounds in his big giant ogre form.
Just refusing to wild shape back.
Yeah.
Easier ways to tackle.
Yeah, there are.
tackle.
But he's hoping
wounds.
to impress Jelsira, seeing a big giant ogre with battle wounds. And he walks through and on wild shapes back into, on polymorphs back into Perry.
It's fair. I don't know the lingo. So.
Yeah, I don't either. I'm not a druid.
Wild shape.
Yeah, wild shape, polymorph, potato, tomato.
Potato, tomato, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be potato, tomato. And he's just waiting for the rest of you to walk through.
Yeah, I walk through. High five everybody on the other side. Papa, yeah, we're killing it. Good
I will
job,
get-
everyone. Yeah.
I would get Perry. I'm like, are you okay?
I could use some attention.
I was like, that was really impressive. The way you took that punch.
I'm glad you noticed.
Oh, I noticed.
I did it for you. All for you.
Oh, yeah.
When this is all over, Perry's probably just going to go back to the Druid Guildhouse and,
I
just
love
continue to be the Druid Guildhall leader.
I love it.
Unless he's invited to be, a consort of a goddess or something up on Olympus, whatever. I mean, he'll play it fast and loose. So as the rest of you walk back through, Kronos follows, and he pulls the gap in space and time back together, and it slowly stitches itself up. And on the other side, you see a big, huge, giant, shirtless dude wearing like a half toga, big fucking massive muscles, his skin of gold and bronze, bald head, looks like he's been kissed by the sun with no protective ozone layer or atmosphere. So he's got like very dark onyx looking skin, but it shines and it gleams. And I mean, he is
like the bodybuilders of old.
Yeah, he is probably like the ancient Greek depiction of a muscled bound gladiator wearing a half toga, which you can presume this is probably Atlas.
Yeah, probably got a giant hog under there.
I mean, probably. Probably. And Martel and Pan and Goat Pan are celebrating their victory. Aphrodite's there. Hades is there. Everybody's brilliantly and loudly excited about the next steps as they've completed their 2 objectives, and they are now waiting for instruction, or what the plan is going to be to assault Olympus, because that seems to be the only thing that's left for you guys to complete.
Do you know what kind of trials the others had to go through to get Atlas out, or no?
Me? Rico the DM? Yes. Yes, I do.
So could we ask him to regale us with the story of,
you sure could.
of what they had to go through?
You sure could.
I don't want to make any extra work for you.
No, you absolutely
If you
could.
had the plan laid out.
I did
I'd
actually
love
have
to
the
hear
plan
about
laid
it. What would, who's around? Pan. Yeah.
Which Pan? My original paladin? Pan
Yeah,
or Goat
original
Pan?
paladin
Yeah,
Pan.
Pan.
Because fuck Goat Pan while regular Pan's here.
So,
But also, Goat Pan's cool, but...
Pan comes up to you and hugs you strongly and warmly. He says, it's great to see you. He kisses you on the cheek.
Likewise, buddy.
And then he walks over to Jelsira and he picks her up and he gives you a big hug. And he says, I'm so glad to see you. And he kisses you on the cheek.
Good to see you too.
And then he walks over to Neath and he puts a hand out.
I put my hand.
And then he shakes it. And then he says, it's very nice to see you too. And he says, you guys will not believe what we went through.
I want to believe it, though,
And
so I want to hear
he
about
says,
it.
so listen, we left, right, from where you guys went the opposite direction.
Yeah.
We left in another direction. As we were walking away through the woods, we descended into the earth. I'm not sure how. I don't know how, but the gods that were with us, they burrowed through the earth, providing us with unobstructed views through the earth, like through the topsoil and through bedrock and through molten lava. I kid you not.
Nice.
And as we got closer to what I presume is the center of this planet, each aspect of the god surrounded us all like they were a set of mystical god armor.
Ooh.
And I was ensheathed by Bahamut. I had big, huge dragon wings. I had like an aspect of the dragon I had never felt so powerful in my entire being as we burrowed through the earth. And then we got to planet. Then we got through the other side of the planet, a big giant hole into space.
You went all the way through?
All the way through.
Holy cow.
Because that was the quickest way to get to
Well,
Atlas.
of course, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Got logic.
Hades was there with Martel, and Martel from the back. I was there too. I was a big giant dragon of death. It was awesome. And Hades is like, you could have been a dragon of death, sure. And Martel was like, I was a dragon of death. You know I was.
He was definitely a dragon of death.
Definitely a dragon of death. Pan agrees. And as we got through to the other side of the planet, we got there like to Atlas's fists. Like we broke open a hole in the earth where his hand was just there waiting for us.
Oh.
And we landed on his hand, and in our aspects of our gods, we had to fight through giant meteor type chains. I have never tried to fight and break through giant material that hard in my life. Like, this material was harder than marble. All right. These chains were massive.
Wow.
But I mean, we eventually did it. Chain by chain by chain. I don't know how we breathed in space, but I didn't have to breathe. And Martel said, I tried to breathe. My dragon breath didn't work. And Pan's like, his dragon breath didn't work.
God, dragon breath, no worky in the space.
Apparently not.
I'm going to write that down. It's important.
That's super important.
I'll
And
remember that,
oh God,
dragon.
it felt like we were fighting for what appeared to be days.
Was it days?
So what you're saying is we tried to pick the side where we would do the most fighting and had to do no fighting. And you guys did all the fighting.
No, there was no fight.
Oh.
It was just
You're just hacking at the
breaking
chains.
away
Fighting
through
chains, man.
chains made out of
Oh.
meteor.
Did you use your
We blew up a mountain.
Pan? Did you use your hammer?
I did use my hammer,
Nice.
and it was a massive hammer. And it took on an aspect of Bahamut that was crazy. I swung my hammer so hard, it roared in outer space
What?
and crackled through the chains in white lightning.
And I'll bet you wiped out so many chains.
I mean, like 2 of them.
Like divine smite those chains.
Yeah. And Martel was like, yeah, 2 was okay. I broke 3. And Pan said, no, I helped you on that 3rd one, so we each get credit for 2.5.
That's 2.5.
2.5.
NFL
and Martel
sack rules.
says, okay, 2.5. and then you know there were other gods there that helped us, and the gods were like, yeah, we just protected you in the void of outer space and helped give you guys the strength. You know what? It doesn't matter. What matters is the job got done and Atlas was saved. And they continue talking about how beautiful it was in outer space with there was like no color. It was pitch black with all of the colors of the stars and reds and blues and whites that one would expect, not with color being filtered through like the ozone and light reflecting, but like the true colors that each of the planets and stars would give off. And like the constellations that they could see, just in the beauty of not being, grounded.
Did you see the fireworks show we let off from within the sun?
That was you guys?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We almost fell off the chains from that shockwave.
Yeah, that was the prototype. We had to test it, and that's how we knew we needed to go much smaller.
Why don't we just make more of those to go fight Zeus with?
We should.
Pan says.
Absolutely.
Like that
do
seems
that.
like it would solve the problem, right?
It'll definitely clear out the way, I think. I don't know if the bomb, because look, the plan was to blow up the mountain to kill all the monsters so we could get Gaia out, because the bomb would definitely not kill Gaia. And I'm not sure if the bomb would kill Zeus, but it would probably clear the way at the very least.
I mean,
so it's
who's
not a bad
left?
idea.
Who's left up there?
Zeus
Zeus. So he probably got some.
Just Zeus?
and
Yeah, but he's
Ares.
probably got some dumbass monsters around too.
We don't
that
need
we
a
can
bomb
kill.
for that. We got us. We got Martel and me and you three. And all of these gods around us. I think we'll be all right.
But we could open with a bomb. It could be the opening salvo, as it were.
And Hephaestus says, I have another bomb.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I made a second
Made
one.
an extra?
Yeah.
Is
Just
it,
in case the first one didn't work.
is it still 1/16 the
Thought you
size
might.
of the
It
prototype?
is 1/16 the size of the other one, but you guys know it is like an 800-foot crater 300 feet of the mountain and 500 feet around it. Yeah.
Well, Prison Mountain.
Yeah, Prison Mountain.
I don't
That's
know about
true. This is-
Olympus.
well, I mean, we just need to get it to the top of Olympus, and then we could detonate it, right?
Yeah. Just like an opening hello. Like a nice, like, hi, we're here.
I like that idea. I really like that idea.
Boom. What's up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel.
I really like that idea. We should open with that.
We should. We're ready, right, for the final assault? Should we formulate a plan?
I think we should, because
Like
it's
step 1, go there. Step 2, kill Zeus.
step 1, go there. Step 2, question marks. Step 3, profit.
Yeah, that works too. Let's write that down. Let's put it in stone. I got this.
Dolos,
My door's not there anymore.
Step ahead of you.
We're going to have to actually climb the mountain,
Yeah, I'm chiseling the plan right now. Go to mountain, kill Zeus, win.
which is part of the reason Kronos says we needed to free the other Titans, because you guys can ride on our backs as we actually climb the mountain.
I like that.
Nice.
So I might be
Ah,
allergic
fuck,
to
I
climbing
misspelled
mountains.
Zeus.
It's called Mount Olympus, and you would think it would just be a mountain, but it is a mountain of the gods. It is a long way up.
Is it cold?
Quite.
And we can ride on your back?
Yes.
I'm into that.
Yes, you can.
Love it. I'll wash my shoes.
Or you can ride on Gaia's back, who can grow handholds or something for you guys to hang on to
Well,
as
whoever.
we ascend the mountain. Kronos says, unless you want to hold on to like my back hair or something.
Hold on to whatever.
But you'll need to find something to hold on to, because he will very likely be assaulting us from the top of Olympus as we are ascending and climbing it
With lightning bolts?
with lightning bolts. And
Hang from the wang.
your arms aren't big enough to wrap around. Hang on. And it will take the three of us to get you guys up the mountain, because there are, well, at least you three. The rest of the gods will have no issue getting up there.
Of course.
But they'll go ahead of us to do their best to keep you guys protected from Zeus's attacks, because
Pop up.
he is deadly accurate.
Yeah. I get that feeling about him.
Do you think we should try deception or something? Like try to distract him or...
No, I don't think there's any deceiving Zeus.
He wouldn't be distracted by like whatever kind of being he's into, whether it be the ladies or whatever. Like we just
He's into all of them.
shake that, and then he gets horny and distracted, and then we kill him.
That's
I
what I,
mean,
was
he's
thinking.
into all of them.
I feel like his horniness is probably his downfall.
Mm-hmm.
Like we just make him horny and then kill him. That works with most men, I think.
Normally it would, yeah. But I think he knows we're coming.
Yeah, well, and then we'll make him think he's coming.
Skeet. No, I don't think we're going to deceive him with
All right.
lust and sex.
That's fine.
I think it will be a long sled going up and then quite a fight when we get there.
But we could maybe mail him some nudie mags just in case they throw him off a little.
Hermes, can you
Like a
deliver them?
centimeter off.
Yeah, I'll do my best to deliver nudie mags.
Where he'll be like, oh, all right. Surprise attack, bitch.
No, I think we use the explosion
Yes.
as a flashbang if we can get close enough to the top. Like maybe throw it up there and then shoot it because it's a pretty wide supernova. I think it would flashbang him or stun him enough that we could get up to.
There's no way to like fly over and drop it.
Oh, we
climb?
could certainly try.
Are any of like Atlas, Gaia, or Kronos able to fly?
No, none of us are capable of flight.
Okay. All right. So maybe we could get some wings made of wax, so we could do that flying.
What does so don't fly too close to the sun?
Right. But well, Hephaestus got the sun under control. We'll be all right. Don't worry about that sun.
Oh yeah, nobody's got the sun under control right now. That'll be an issue.
I mean, issue. We'll just let it blow up. It's fine. It's not. What's it done for us lately? Besides, give us cancer. Like fuck that sun. It's fine. We ain't got to worry about the sun.
So, yeah, if you guys can fly, you could try to fly up to Olympus. If you get struck with lightning and stunned while you're flying, I don't know how long of a fall that would be.
4 feet.
From the top of Olympus down all the way to the bottom?
We could turn into clouds.
See, the way a mountain works generally.
You and your clouds.
is there's like a slope.
Remember last time we turned into clouds?
I remember last time you guys turned into clouds. That's totally fun. You should totally do that so I can blow you off course.
Let's do that. Cloud time. All right. So the plan is go to Olympus,
Yep.
climb Olympus,
Yep.
kill Zeus, detonate, and then kill Zeus.
Flashbang to stun
Yeah.
so you
What
can
up,
get up
bitch?
there safely.
And then we fly in behind him
And
start
then
punching him in the
it's
kidneys.
a big giant mob fight against Zeus, yeah.
I love that. I think we win. So let's brew a potion of killing Zeus. I think if we all put our heads together, we could really come up with
Ooh,
something. Here.
Actually,
Like
Pan and Martel say,
Poison we throw at him.
that's
Uh-oh.
not a bad idea.
It's craft.
If we could craft some sort of tincture that would maybe weaken his powers or his potency,
Yeah.
there's got to be something, right?
Well, yeah, absolutely. And like on the side, if not, we could just make something super slippery to throw at his feet, and then it just keep falling down, and we just beat him up while he's on the ground. But that's like if we can't figure out the other thing that makes him weak and feeble and shitty.
Marbles.
Marbles, viscous liquid.
I like that idea. We should see if there's a potion that will make him an easier fight. I mean, he is the god of gods.
Who should we ask? Hecate?
Let's ask Hecate and Bindi and the alchemist.
Yes.
So Aspasia.
To Aspasia.
To Aspasia.
Someone
There's no
open
wrong
a
answers
portal.
in Aspasia,
No
right?
wrong answers in Aspasia.
Who's got a portal? You got a portal ready?
Mm-hmm. We've got
And
that
we're
tree.
still at the farm, right?
Yeah.
Tree it up. Let's go to the tree. Anybody coming with?
I'll come, Pan says. And
Ooh.
I'll come, Martel says.
Love that.
Okay.
Let's go. Let's go.
Oh, the old party's back together, baby.
I run to the tree.
Martel.
And
I walk nonchalantly to the tree.
Nice.
And I open the portal. And I run through. And
And Pan and Martel follow you. They've experienced this tree teleportation before.
We're close if we want to find a good spot to cliffhanger.
No. Oh. Okay. So you guys go into the tree portal to
Yep.
get to Aspasia?
And we end up at what? Bendy's
And
backyard?
yeah, so the portal opens up from the old oak tree right there in front of Bindy's. And old oak greets you and says, welcome back in tree speak, plant speak to you.
hey, it's good to be back.
It's great to see you.
Good to see you too.
Again.
I have a feeling we'll see you again lots of times.
Soon,
Slow.
I hope.
Me too.
And yeah, you're there in Aspasia. It's daytime. It's been daytime for a long time. Like,
Oh, right.
since you guys killed Apollo, it hasn't been nighttime.
Oh.
It's
I hope people are getting
it's
sleep.
only been daytime. There hasn't been a early morning or a night or an evening or a dusk. There's only been perpetual day. There wasn't even a dawn
Since when?
Since we killed
since
Apollo.
you guys killed Apollo.
Oh.
I hope that's not causing crime.
Nah, I
in the
think
city.
it's probably going to be fine. I think the blank Apollo will
Probably
get his
just
shit
thought
together
Del Siren
soon
Day
and not
came
be
early.
a fucking dick anymore.
Get his
and
shit together.
It'll get
Yeah.
back in it. Maybe a couple millennia of only day, which is going to be rough for the Earth, but they'll be all right. They'll figure it out.
The people don't seem to be too overly concerned with it because, I mean, in real time, it's only been like 9 or 10 hours
Yeah, it kind of
since
sounds.
you guys killed Apollo.
Kind of sounds like a problem for the gods, you know. Not something we can really handle.
I mean, it absolutely is a problem for the gods.
Kind of let them deal with it after we do the thing.
The
You know?
sun being permanent day will eventually cause a strain on the atmosphere and the ecosystem as people will have a fucked up internal clock.
Well, you know.
And yeah, you guys are back into Aspasia in front of Bindy's, and her door is open, and you see her working and yelling at her little angel and demon pawns that are bound to her.
Bendy!
And she looks over and she says, "Hey, welcome back, you guys. Very happy to see you." And she hiccups because she's drunk.
Love
Oh,
that.
no.
How you doing, Bendy?
As per
Did he drink the
usual.
dragon blood wine?
I have been, and it's been delicious. And that will do us for this episode of Some Would Play. Listen next episode as the party attempts to craft a tincture to help weaken Zeus, the god of gods. Thanks for listening, everybody. Bye.
Bye. Oh, that was fun.
Thank you for listening to Some Would Play, a production of the Outsanity Network. Join us again next week as the story continues. Find us online at www.somewouldplay.com and be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter at SomeWouldPlay. Deborah is at Sonyataki, Rico is at R1C0, Daphne is at Dafterthought, and I am Psychedelic M. If you enjoy the show, please tell your friends and share it with others. And remember, in real life, you needn't roll for initiative, so just seize it.